Hey, what's going on? Oliver here. So I really want to keep this 100% transparent. I'm going to show you exactly how I build my ads because I know a lot of agencies aren't doing it, and I know it's something that I can easily show you guys, and you can easily start applying this today. Everything I do, I'm going to show you right here. Usually it's an extensive strategy. Usually it takes more than just one ad, but I'm going to show you exactly within this one ad how you can scale it up to one that will automate your business and really automate the sales, so you can really be focusing on what you do best, right? Because who likes doing cold calls? Who likes sending emails? This is going to automate the process. And with Facebook ads, although the cost per click has been going up just because the demand has been going a lot higher than Facebook's supply of ads, you're still able to get a solid return on investment if you apply the tips I'm going to give you today. So of course, I'm keeping it real. I'm showing you exactly what's going on throughout all my computers, so you know exactly what time it is today, for example, what tabs I have open, and let's go right in. So first of all, here, if you go to your Facebook ads manager, it's just facebook.com/ads manage. You can create an account. It's 100% for free. Just enter your credit card because, of course, you want to pay for ad spend. But it's going to take you over here when you want to create an ad. And the only two ads I ever launch, okay, is either a conversion ad or an engagement ad. All the other ones are just subcategories of engagement or conversions, okay? These two are the only ones you really ever need. Engagement is a great way to start with because your cost per action is super low, so you can reach more people with the same ad spend. And conversions will help you once you have your pixel in check with your website. I'll show you how you do that later on, but will really help Facebook target exactly who the person, the ideal client, your ideal customer will be. So every time I launch a campaign and I do not know who my buyer is, I do not know who is my ideal client, though I do have an idea because it is in the vegan niche, I always start with an engagement campaign. Okay, so I'm going to name this one Ad 1. Let's say my company is Vegan Pets. And really to organize it, you're going to write Vegan 1 because this is my first test audience. I'm going to target the US, and I'm going to target mobile plus desktop. This is really to make it easy to understand, easy to find, and it's going to make your life a lot simpler when you're going back to check your ads, checking the performance, and when you're duplicating them to scale up. So here, don't worry too much about budget optimization or split testing. Just continue. And it's going to take you directly over here where you can create your own audience. Okay, so for the sake of this, we're going to go directly in the US. Perfect. Okay. If you already have traffic to your store, you can create a custom audience, website traffic, based on all website visitors, so you can retarget everyone who's visited your website in the last 30 days up to the last 180 days. But for the purpose of this example, let's say we're targeting cold audience that has never heard of us before. Okay, even if you want to target, make sure that you do not target anyone that came to your website. You can even exclude and then everyone who went to your website in the last 30 days. So this is super powerful if you really want to get some new clients and don't want to target people who have already seen your brand, for example. Here you're able to target, of course, between 18 and 65. Pretty cool number, depends on your niche, right? If you're targeting the younger vegans, go for 18 to 44, 18 to 40. If not, just keep it broad, and you want to see maybe there's some 18-year-old business owners that you want to target, right? Men and women, that I would keep it all until you have some solid data of who's engaging with your ad. Languages, don't worry about that, especially if you're just targeting the US. And now this is where the key comes in. Now, how do you target vegans specifically? Because of course in Facebook or in Instagram, there are no options for you to say, I am vegan, right? But you can have a solid idea of who is vegan just by the pages they like, the pages they interact with, and what exactly they do. And let me show you a first step. For example, if I go vegan, right? I have the option here. So this is just going to be my broadest example, right? And of course, it goes a lot further than this. If I go in suggestions, it's going to show you exactly all the different options for vegan. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and add all the ones I think are relevant. Try to add ones that are content based, that are specific magazines, specific websites, specific blogs, specific shops that vegans would go to. Okay, so vegan recipes is one. World Vegan Day is definitely one. Vegan Addict is definitely a YouTube channel or a content-based website. I'm vegan. Vegan Easy, definitely. Vegans. Fat-free vegan is one. The Vegan Zombie is a perfect one. I'm just looking. Forks Over Knives is definitely one you want to be getting at. Vegan Black Metal Chef. Go for all these super niche guys. Vegan clothing. This is one if you're targeting, if you're selling some apparel, vegan apparel, this is a really great one to have because then it's going to show you also. I also like to add in the herbivore clothing company. Okay. If you look over here, estimated audience size, you've got an audience of 27 million people because obviously some non-vegans and many non-vegans actually have probably already liked one of these pages, right? Okay, so what do you do next? How do you make sure that you're targeting vegans specifically? Well, here you see where it says narrow audience. You want to click on that. And you want to add in all the biggest ones, okay? So over 1 million. So over here, if I see over 1 million, I'm going to add in World Vegan Day. And you want to delete it from here. See where it's okay, so here we have vegan recipes. Let's go ahead and add vegan recipes. And I want you to look over here at our estimated audience as it goes down in size. Okay. Forks Over Knives. Let's go right over here. Forks Over Knives. Did I write it badly? And you see I'm showing you like this in real time, so there's no edit. You know exactly what's going on. And you want to always make sure you delete it here. So if you're kind of following my stream of thought and looking where I'm going with this, my goal is to have at least 2 intersections. So I'm going to create another narrow further of audiences to really make sure that I'm targeting vegans. So that means we're targeting people who have liked 3 pages related to veganism. And we're not going to stop there, don't worry, because here we're still at 10 million, okay? I'm going to jump directly in a way that I love to target vegans just because I think it's absolutely effective. If you go over here and you write animal, you can target people who've already donated to animal welfare. And that takes you directly back down to 5 million people. That's how crazy it is. Okay, so I'm just going to finish up like funneling this down. So I'm going to put in vegan.com. And if you're seeing also, I'm kind of also separating this into my very specific that only vegans may know of. That only vegans may know of, to the very broad ones like Go Vegan, vegan.com, right? I might even add in like nutritionfacts.org. Perfect. Of course, there's a lot more research going behind this because, of course, you have to go, if you go over here in Audience Insights, I'm going to stay on this page. I'm going to create a new tab, open link in UPass. You can actually see the power of your keyword. And how do you know if a keyword is effective? Well, let's say I want to target nutritionfacts.org. And I click over here. Next, you want to click directly onto page likes. Remove this little guy. And here you have the top 10 related likes. So that means everyone who's liked nutritionfacts.org, most people like these in majority. So you want to see the related categories. Are they related to veganism? Are they related to the topic of nutritionfacts.org, which is a vegan website, a vegan promoting website? You see over here, Institute of Integrative Nutrition, okay. Plant based on a budget, fat-free vegan, David, Oshi glows, forks over knives, what the health, the truth about cancer, engine 2 plant strongs. You see these are all vegan related. I'm just going to contrast that by showing you one that is not a good keyword. For example, veganism. If you've been targeting that, you've been doing it wrong. Why? Because if you look over here in the top categories, it's going to show you traditional medicinals, Whole Foods Market, which is not vegan, Ulta Beauty, that is probably promoting vegan, but not 100%. Panera Bread, okay, of course bread is vegan, but it's not related to it. Amazon.com fashion, you see H&M, Nordstrom, Old Navy, the Mint Julep shop, IKEA. These are naturally vegan, but I mean they're not specifically for vegans. That's what I'm trying to say. So you see directly that veganism is not a strong keyword because the top 10 keywords associated to that one are not related specifically to veganism. So going back over here to our ads manager, you see we funneled down our audience size to 150,000 people. Now the sweet spot when you know you've got a good audience is between 100,000 and 150,000. So right now we're perfectly in the sweet spot because you still want to have some wiggle room to work with. You want to target these 150,000 people with an engagement-based ad like I've showed you before. So once you've got your audience, save this audience and name it whatever you want. So I'm going to call it Vegan 1, for example. Now this is going to skip directly to the budget and schedule. I want you to go back up and see placements over here. I want you to edit that. Why is that so important? Because Facebook, though of course it will make you money, it will also try to find a way to spend your budget because it still wants money for itself, right? So if you look over here, these are all the places where your ad is going to be shown. Okay, it's going to show up on the feed. That's where you want it. Instant articles, in-stream videos, right column. Okay, it's not showing. Suggested videos. You want to make sure that you're only targeting the feed and the Instagram feed. All right. Unless you have videos, then you can of course go into in-stream videos because people are already watching videos, so they'll be more likely to watch your video the full length. But just make sure that when you have a content engagement based ad, go to feeds and Instagram feed. Okay. This is a super ninja trick. And another super ninja trick, if you ever have a call to action to your ad, if you're trying to convert people directly to purchase whatever you're selling, if you want them to become a lead and enter their email address, little boost to boost your conversion rates is only when connected to Wi-Fi, because that means usually people, when they're connected to Wi-Fi, they're either at home and they have a solid network connection, so they're more likely to spend time and look at your website, look at whatever you're offering to them. Quick little tip. Every time I'm engaging with my ad, I'm doing either a $5 or a $10 a day budget. I like to do 10 just because it gathers more data rapidly and I can instantly notice when my ad is performing or when I should kill the ad. Okay, so I do 10. I'm going to show you a bit after how you scale the ad. So post engagements, that's what I'm doing. Bid strategy, lowest cost. You can set a bid cap, so you can say I only want to pay, say, $1 per engagement. I only want to pay maximum $2. So it's going to look, Facebook is never going to make you pay for a higher post engagement rate. Of course, engagement rates are never going to be higher than $1. And if they are, you should definitely kill your ad, because my ads usually have maximum like 10 cents per engagement, and even then I would kill it. So make sure you have a good engagement rate. Say continue. Perfect. This is going to show you exactly your pages. You want to select a post from your newsfeed. If you haven't already selected the post you want to promote, then go ahead, post it on your feed. It's going to show up directly here. You might have to refresh the tab, but don't worry about that. And then click confirm. Boom, you've got your first ad. Okay. So next up, what is super important that you want to be doing is look how much engagement you are doing. If you notice that you have a 1 cent per engagement rate, cost per action, then that is perfect. And then you want to be scaling the ad in the next day or 2 days just to make sure that the ad is performing. When you scale your ad, what you want to be doing, when you're starting with an engagement-based campaign, I invite you to go back to the ad manager and then create a new campaign. This campaign will be based on conversion. So once you see the engagement rate is working, I want you to go in conversions, do like I did, so add one vegan one because that's our audience. US mobile plus desktop. Purchases is the key. You could also do leads, registrations, whatever you're doing, whatever you're targeting. I'm gonna go back to purchases. Continue. Okay, this is a super important one. Make sure you have your pixel in check. Okay, there's so many videos out there to put in your pixel. I don't have time for you to show this to you right now. I just want to make sure that you have your pixel in check. Here, if you have never had some purchases in store, if you have less than 300 purchases in store in the last month, you do not want to be selecting purchases. That's where a lot of people go wrong, because Facebook, when you put in the purchases, is going to go target based on past recent data, people who are more likely to purchase on the website. But if you have no past recent data, where is it going to find that information? So the pixel is not going to work, and you're not going to be able to target anyone. So first, I would suggest do a view content, okay? Because you ran the engagement ad with a link to your website. There are at least 300 people that view your website, and now you could view content, if that makes sense. So select view content, put in the same audience that we did. So it was vegan one. Remember when we did edit placements, you're going to select all of them here. You see where it shows up in the right column, make sure it's off. Audience network off. Messenger off. Only when connected to Wi-Fi. $20, you want to start with $10 a day just to see if the conversion translation has been working. The translation from engagement ad to conversion ad, if it's working. Run ad set continuously starting today. That's a little trick I did not show you in that one. You want to always make sure that you launch your ad at midnight, just because Facebook then can optimize your budget and separate it regularly during the day. Because if you launch it, say, at 9 p.m., it's going to try to spend all that ad budget before the next day starts, if that makes sense. So make sure your ad is distributed throughout the day. So here you want to select the day after Tuesday, and here you want to select midnight. Perfect. Okay. Here, you always want to be starting with a 1-day click conversion window, okay? Because that's going to improve your conversions. And once you got some solid data on this ad, then you can start selecting 7-day clicks. But first, start with 1-day click. If, say, you're doing directly for purchases, and you know that your conversion rate from, say, audience, 100 people that come to your website that view the content, only 5 of them buy, then you want to make sure you set a bid cap appropriately, because you do not want to be paying, say, a $7 view content, for example. I have never seen that bit. For example, you want to be making sure, so if you have a $5 profit margin, you want to make sure maybe put in like a $1 per conversion. Okay, you might be not getting these numbers at first. Just try to give in a good number so Facebook can play with. But also, you don't want to be spending money. Anyways, you will be noticing if your ad is working or not. So just keep an eye on your ads and you'll know exactly when they're working. Continue. Here, single image. Put in all your call to actions. Make sure that your call to action over here is not vague. Learn more is, I feel, too vague unless you're offering an information website. The ones I always go with is shop now, sign up, book now, like you've seen on the ad for my own agency. Or if it's download, if you want them to download an infographic, an ebook, or even get offer if you're offering, say, hey, get this thing for free, or get 70% off this new hoodie, for example. Then you'd be good doing get offer. But learn more is a bit too vague. So let's say like book now, for example. Perfect. So now, how do you know if an ad is working? Well, if you get at least 25%, 25 link clicks, 25 people who've selected view content, then you know your ad is working. Once you get 25 view content clicks for the ad we just launched over here, I want you to, let's go back to the ad manager. We're going to do this in real time. I want you to go over here, select, for example, this is one of my ads I'm running, duplicate, So you want to duplicate the ad that is working, that has gotten you 25% clicks. And I want you to objective conversions. And you see where it says ad sets, go to ad sets. And you see where it says the conversion event location. I want you to go here and I want you to select what is after view content. Okay, so this is super important. Let's say you're selling a ring online. Okay, you're selling a vegan ring. Well, after view content, the obvious thing would be add to cart. So once you do view content, we just did view content and that one is working. You want to select optimize for add to cart, publish. Okay. And then this is where the magic happens. You want to scale that ad to $50 a day directly because we're Bid Boys game. You want to make sure you're publishing it at midnight the next day, like we were doing before, so Tuesday. And you want to make sure that everything over here is working optimally. So here we have our audiences. This was a different audience than we were doing, but you get the point. And boom! Same thing for this ad. Once you get 25 add to carts, then you want to duplicate it again, optimize it for, guess what? Checkout initiated or payment added, payment information added. And you want to keep scaling that up until you get 25 initiated checkouts. And then you can scale for 20 purchase-based conversions, just because then your pixel has already been optimized and your Facebook ad account knows exactly where to go to get these leads. So I really hope this video was helpful. Please feel free to reach out for any questions. You know I do not charge for free information. I love giving information out. I love marketing. And I'm always happy to help you vegan businesses. You are the future of this planet. Keep up what you're doing.